bit, isn't it?
Hello.
Hello.
It's May the 21st and it is day 62 of lockdown. Chris did this to my face. And I said yesterday that I would wear what he had done. I thought it was going to be bad.
No, well...
It's worse than I thought it was going to be.
That's better than I thought it was going to be. I think that's come out quite well.
Don't know if you can see, but the false eyelashes are stuck to my eyelids.
Not on both eyes.
Kind of on both eyes. They're not actually stuck at all on this eye, but yeah, it's like the lips are insane, but well done. It's not on the teeth. But yeah, it's fairly horrific.
I think you're doing yourself down. I think you look very nice.
I'm not doing myself down at all,
I think you look very nice. I think you need to back yourself.
I hate it and I want to remove it, but I did promise that I would wear it, so here we are. I'm just going to turn the volume down on the computer in case any other notifications come in. So here we are. So I think well, let's be as fair as possible. I think you need practice.
Yeah, well, this is my first ever go of doing a makeup, isn't it?
Yes. You also weren't paying any attention to the actual instructions on the actual tutorial.
I was copying what she was doing and doing them to your face.
No, you were doing what you thought she was doing. You weren't doing what she was actually doing, because if you were doing what she was actually doing, I wouldn't look like this.
Well, she had a slightly different face, so maybe I was doing what she did to her face, but your face has bits in slightly different places.
Right, the eyes, for example, one of the things you were supposed to do was in the crease of the eye, which you did along my brow line, which is not the crease of my eye.
I was looking at what she was doing, and also you had your eyes shut, so there weren't really any creases.
So did she have her eyes shut, and she still got it. Like, you know where the crease would be if I opened my eyes. I open my eyes and they're not, my eyelids don't open up to here, do they?
I was just copying what she did to her face. And it's my first go, and I think you're being very harsh, but we've filmed it. So
the lips are interesting.
Yeah, because I'm being a bit of a YouTuber now, aren't I?
Yeah.
So I've done a makeup tutorial for YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah. And that's going to be immortalised forever. You'll probably get that out quite quickly, I would have thought. That'll probably be available to all on the internet probably tomorrow.
We'll see, because...
it might be a bit more of an edit.
It's going to be a big editing job, I think.
Well, quite soon, and people will see it. People will see this.
Because there's quite a lot of your negativity needs editing out.
Yeah, I should imagine there is. Oh, it's kind of terrifying.
Also, a couple of times, you started laughing.
Yeah.
And I think,
I stand by it.
To be fair, though, if I was doing makeup to myself, I wouldn't start laughing and it'd be easier.
Yeah, that's true.
It is difficult to do makeup on people when they start laughing in the middle.
Do you want to do your own makeup tomorrow then?
No.
But if it's my fault for my face, then you can do it on your face.
Well, it's just a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
And I've done that now.
It doesn't take me that long to do my makeup, does it?
Going to move on to new projects.
Right, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it did take ages. How long did it take us, do you think?
We started about 5:30.
Oh, God, it took us over an hour then.
Well, what time is it now?
It was 7:30 now.
Yeah, it took us about 2 hours?
No.
Or did we start at 6?
I think we started about 5:45-ish, and we finished about 7:10.
For an hour and a half.
For this. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's quite tricky, though, because what happens is with makeup, I didn't know this, what you do is you put... colour, you start off with your face, which is flesh coloured, and then you put colour on it, and then you put stuff back on to make it flesh coloured again.
No, the reason you had to do that was because you spilled eyeshadow all over my cheeks, and then rather than take it off with eye makeup remover like I suggested, you decided you would just put concealer over it until it looked like the colour of my skin should be.
Yeah.
But the result you've got is that I look like I'm slightly greying, like a corpse.
No, you can't see that on camera. And also though, in my defence, if you told me that we were then only going to put blue back on over the top of it to do the unders of the eyes, then I wouldn't have bothered.
But you had it like
I'd
here.
have gone like,
You had
brilliant.
eyeshadow in the middle of my cheeks.
I just did the undersides of the eyes early. That's all. And then
yeah, I think it is safe to say you weren't trying your absolute best.
I was trying my absolute best.
Were you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Like, well, that's a worry.
But if you'd never done makeup like ever before.
Yeah, but you know that I'm not supposed to have eyeshadow on my cheeks.
Yeah,
and then like when I offer eye makeup remover,
yeah, well,
no, I don't want to remove it. I want to just blend it in.
Because I'm like a shark, always swimming forward, never going back. But I did my best at each stage. I was always doing my best.
No.
I just didn't like undo my best.
Right. So once a mistake happened, you're like, yeah, that's a feature now.
That's in life. Mistakes happen, and you can't just dwell on it. You got to move forward, haven't you? You got to move on with your life. You got to keep going.
Right.
That's a good life lesson for like any kids watching.
Oh God, I really hate looking at it.
And if you have got kids, we haven't done any swearing or anything yet in this one, I don't think. So this is probably a good one to show the kids.
Cunt. Don't watch. No more people need to watch this than is strictly necessary.
Deeply unnecessary. I'm sorry about that, guys. Found that to be a bit crass.
Well, we don't need extra people to look at this particular. It's already going to have a thumbnail that's going to be like, oh, what's going on in that one? And there's nothing I can do about it because we're filming it now, and it is what it is. But yeah, it was fun doing it. And actually, even though I knew it was looking fucking awful, it is still quite nice having somebody do your makeup. It feels quite nice. Not so much when you got the brush in my eye.
You see the amount of shade that gets thrown at me?
Do you see the amount of shade that gets thrown at me? What the fuck is that? Like, eyeshadow should not be touching, like, my hairline.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's for the eyes, mainly. And, like,
but
that lip liner.
What she did in the video. She said you got to go beyond the eye, because then you blend it after.
What did she say about lip liner?
She said draw it around the
edge of the lips.
That's what I've done.
No. Are my lips that fucking shape? No.
But I've done it around the edge.
You did it around the outside of the edge?
I did do it around the edge. I just didn't do a particularly straight line. I didn't do a particularly good job, admittedly, but I did do it around the edge.
Oh, God. Right, I'm just going to have to move past it, but I hate, just for the record, I hate this. I truly hate it.
I just think it's a lot of negativity. There's a lot going on in the world, and people are watching this for a bit of comfort, and you're filling their home.
Oh no, I'm sure they will enjoy how much I'm hating this. I'm sure it'll be a very pleasurable experience for people to see my revulsion at my own face. But yeah, do you think you've done a good job? Do you think if you saw somebody out looking like this that you wouldn't think they've escaped from some sort of institution or that they were a comedy drag act?
This is what I said to you before, though. Like, if like makeup isn't about what other people think; it's about you being confident.
Yeah,
and,
but
and doing
a hypothetical.
So it's not about what a stranger might think when they look at you.
But hypothetically,
also, even if your makeup is bad, like, it's fine because no one can say anything because then they're the one being rude.
But hypothetically, I'm not talking about what they might say to me. I'm talking about what they might think of me. And if you did not know me and saw me in the street looking like this, what would you think?
I think she looks really pretty.
You are lying.
What? I'm not. I think you're pretty.
This would not make you think I look pretty. You would think this makes me look fucking deranged.
Well, I did watch a film recently about Motley Crue, so...
Right. Are you suggesting I've got like a 70s, sort of 80s hair metal...
Sort of glam rock aesthetic.
I think that's being kinder than is necessary. But yeah, so it's happened now. But thankfully, we're filming this quite early today because I didn't want to keep this on my face any longer than necessary. So as soon as we finished the makeup tutorial, I decided to film the vlog so I could take this all off.
Which is hurtful, isn't it? After the hard work I put in.
Yeah.
Over an hour's work, that.
Yeah, and I think you got what you needed out of it. I think people will find it funny, and that was the idea. but I look just inexplicable.
I do want to re-emphasise, I really tried my best. I really did try and like follow the instructions and make you look as good as possible.
Right, but then so looking at my face after you'd finished, you didn't think, oh, maybe like those like bits that have got like gaps where it's different colours, maybe like fill those in so that it's like
more...
Yeah, or something, anything. What
it doesn't look very gappy from where I'm sitting. It's only because you're like looking. Well, don't sit with your eyes closed. Who sits with their eyes closed?
People blink. People blink all the time.
Yeah, but you blink so fast, people don't get a good look. Like,
I can see my eyelids, and I can see that they are patchy and weird.
I think there's slightly too much makeup on your eyes. Is one of the main
problems. Slightly.
And you're telling me I should fix that by putting more makeup on?
Well, yeah. Sometimes you have to, because you've got gaps. You're either going to have to take it off and start again, which is what I would have done. But if you're not going to do that, you need to at least like fill in gaps and then blend it together. But this is
as gappy when we were sat over there, though.
I've not done anything to it. This is what it looks like, Babs. This is it.
All right. Well, tomorrow we'll take this out, and then tomorrow we'll do the fake tan.
No. Maybe I said maybe at some point I need to recover from this and look decent for at least
you do look decent.
1 or 2 vlogs in a row before I disfigure myself in a different way for your entertainment.
To be fair, I've had fake tan now for a few days.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? And it's just starting to look normal, but dirty. Like, I think it doesn't help actually probably having facial hair, because actually it's sort of now looking a little bit patchy where your hair's coming in.
I don't have proper face, it's just a little bit of stubble.
Yeah, stubble's coming in, but that sort of means that around the stubble you're getting like little dirty bits that maybe don't rub off as much as the rest of it does. So I hopefully wouldn't have that. I will wear the fake tan, but I'm not promising that tomorrow. I think my vanity will not allow me to look as shit as this 2 days in a row.
I don't think you look shit. I admit that I made mistakes with the makeup, but I think you're pulling it off.
Babs.
What?
That's such sweet bullshit.
What?
You do not think I look good.
I always think you look good.
That's very sweet, but it is utter bullshit. You don't okay.
It's just like
do I look good for me?
You don't look the best I've ever seen. The eyes are a bit heavy, and the lips are a bit wonky, but the cheeks look nice. You do have very kissable cheeks.
The cheeks aren't bad, actually. A little bit overdone on the blusher, but actually, and if they didn't have that slightly blue tinge here, I think the cheeks aren't that bad.
That's like a choice. Like sort of sparkly blue.
Well, highlighter fine, blue highlight, because blue and pale kind of starts to make you look a bit corpsey. But actually, of all of the face, the cheeks are the best.
I don't think you look corpsey, mostly because of the movement.
Right. Okay. That's comforting. So anyway, what's been going on in the world other than this? Because let's just pretend it's not happening now.
Well, I made another video today, didn't I?
Yes, and it's out. It's out already.
It's the easiest video I've made so far. It's part of my project to be a social media influencer.
Which the makeup tutorial was also part of that.
So yesterday I put up a post on Facebook, didn't I, saying people should buy sardines. And today, for Facebook, I made a sardine unboxing video. So if you want to see some sardines being unboxed...
I will add it to the playlist, so you'll be able to watch it directly... Well, probably it'll be directly before this, because I'll put it on there this evening. But this won't get published till tomorrow morning. So yes, the video before this in the playlist is the sardine unboxing. Or if you type sardine unboxing and Chris Chopping, I'm sure it will come up. But I will put the link to it. So you can have a little look at that. It's already got quite a few views, actually, hasn't it? Which is quite sort of pleasant for it having only just gone out. We're already at over 200, 230 something last check. So that's something. How do you feel about your sort of impending career move to influencer, and what you're thinking you might next do?
Well,
Can I take the eyelashes off? They're really irritating me because they're stuck to my eyelids, and every time I blink, it
you can
kind
take
of
them
hurts.
off. Yeah, take them off if they're not comfortable. Because I don't,
Yeah, that's better. They were literally, because they're made of plastic, and they're like, every time I'm blinking, they're like digging into my eye.
I mean, my rule of thumb is it's fun to look silly, but no one wants to be uncomfortable.
Okay.
But
then we can stop filming right now.
Physically uncomfortable.
Oh, boo.
But another thing I'd like to do is like stream. People go on Twitch and they stream themselves playing video games.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I've never really understood the point of, but I just might start doing it.
Just what you're going to play?
Well, I got really stuck on Golf Story.
Right, yeah.
So I thought it might force me to like persevere and try and complete the last course
Can't
if I was doing it on. But the thing is, you have to buy like a special thing to plug in that captures the video to then do it to Twitch.
That they can see what you're watching.
But what I could do is just like set up my phone on a tripod and then hold my phone, hold the Switch in front of the phone.
Right.
And then just play it in front of the phone, which would look terrible, but I could do it because I'm not going to invest in all the kit.
No, I don't think that we need to spend money on that idea, do we?
You're saying it's not my best work?
I don't know if the outlay will be reflected in the returns.
Alright, well I might just try and like endorse another product. I'm doing Forza Crowd tonight.
Yes.
So what I'll do is I'll try and do some really subtle product placements during Forza Crowd.
What, for sardines? Or for other things?
Products.
Products.
Just increase my portfolio as a social media influencer.
Okay. So anything to look out for, or are you going to keep it as a surprise?
That would be a surprise for people to watch.
I'm sure the people who make Forza Crowd would be perfectly happy with that. Yeah. Are you already working on Cherry Pepsi Max? Because you seem to be placing that product quite well there.
Oh yeah, buy Cherry Pepsi Max because it tastes nicer than regular Pepsi Max, and it has less sugar in it than regular Pepsi, and it tastes good, and it's on offer, and the Tesco's up the road. I don't know if it's like in the Tesco's near you, but have a look maybe. How's that? Is that a good endorsement?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what happens is then soft drinks companies start sending us stuff for free.
Nice.
I think that's the system.
Okay, I look forward to getting some return.
And we're going to get some free sardines, I imagine.
I don't look forward to that.
Yeah, loads of free sardines in the post.
Can we give them to food banks?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm alright with that then.
Yeah, any sardine companies, send us your sardines and we will give them straight to food banks. And we'll give you a plug on here.
Yeah, in fact, any food, because if we're allowed to give it straight to food banks, then
if it's food that we want, though,
we'll eat it.
We'll eat it. Yeah. But if we don't want it, we'll give it to food banks, and that seems fair.
But we'll plug it.
Yeah, that seems fair, doesn't it?
Yeah. I feel a bit shell shocked, and like it really doesn't help that I can see my face all the way through recording this. So I'm just going to look at your face in the screen instead of mine because it's.
Just look at the camera like a professional.
Well, I don't like looking to the camera because I get no feedback from it. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? Just talking to a little...
Yeah, I don't like it.
Electronic eye.
And I already feel uncomfortable, so let's not make it worse.
Alright.
But yeah, so what other stuff did we have to talk about?
I think you look really nice. And I think you look really pretty, even despite what I've done. And I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. I think you should feel really good.
Thanks, Bevs. It's fine. It is just vanity, really. But yeah, that's horrendous. But you tried your best. I trust you. If you say you tried your best, I'll believe you.
And also, people watching don't know this, but you smell nice too. So.
Well, that's all me. You didn't put anything on me.
I didn't.
As part of the makeup tutorial.
Didn't spray you with anything today.
No, nothing was sprayed on. No. It just looks like you might have done it with just a paint spray. Just close your eyes. Yeah, I could like join it up and then get like some sort of 70s like look going. Ooh. Make it like deliberate. Maybe that's what I should have done.
Yeah, don't take it off. Just.
I'm not wasting any more makeup on it. All right. No, because I don't have to be filming anymore after this, and I just want to chill out.
Free.
So I'll just take my makeup off. Yeah. That's my favourite planner. So yeah. Because I genuinely feel like it's not a good call to talk about anything too serious while I look like this, because that will look like I'm taking the piss, and I don't want to look like that. But one of the things that we could talk about, which is sort of it's real world stuff, but it's not sort of bad news or anything sort of too miserable, is old Boris Johnson has made a bit of a U-turn on a policy today. So for background on it, basically, it was for non-EU, but now it's actually essentially for everybody. Anybody who is from another country who lives here, assuming that they've been given the right to live here, still have to pay a surcharge, an annual surcharge, in order to use NHS services. And I assume they just have to pay that regardless of whether they actually use them. I assume it's just an annual fee, but I don't actually...
I guess it's like insurance.
Yeah.
To an extent.
So it was previously £400 odd, and then it was proposed to later this year hike it up to £624. And that would be the case for all non-British born citizens, even those working within the NHS, which I think quite fairly was pretty roundly criticised. First of all, that they're even charging them, but to add to the charge, because as Keir Starmer rightly pointed out in Prime Minister's Questions, somebody on the lowest band of working in the NHS would have to work 70 hours to make £624. So essentially that's 2 weeks' work in order to just pay to use the service that you work for, which feels like a very fucking harsh...
It really feels like that should just be a perk of the job.
Yeah, you get to use the NHS. If you're
especially now.
Yeah, well that's the thing, and that was part of how it was framed, was, do you think, considering... Because actually they didn't sort of say, do you think that should be waived for all non-Brit born people living here? It was, do you not think that should be waived for people who work within the NHS? And his initial response was, I want to make it absolutely clear that we appreciate all the hard work that everybody who works in the NHS does, and they saved my life, and I will be forever grateful. But ultimately, that surcharge currently raises around 900 million in revenue each year for the NHS, and money for the NHS has to come from somewhere. So yes, essentially, it is the right thing to do to continue with this charge. Thankfully, he's done a U-turn on it. I think there was fairly across-the-board backlash, including from quite a lot of Tory MPs. I think they realised the optics of that right now is just not going to fly, because whichever end of the political spectrum that you are, I think everybody, you can tell with the clap for carers every Thursday, across the board, whether you're right or left, unless you're like proper nut job, everybody's sort of going, the NHS do a good job and they're having it quite tough at the moment. Whether or not you think that like coronavirus is as serious as all that, you've got to acknowledge that they're working hard and they're having a tough time. Yeah, so I think even if you are sort of a bit more of on the like, well, we've got to make money somewhere, I think everybody was kind of like, well, we've got to make it elsewhere. Like, that's not the place to be making our money for the NHS off of people who've kindly come here to work for it. Because you've also got to assume anybody who is from the EU or further afield, I don't think Britain looks very tempting as a place to move to right now in the post-Brexit sort of atmosphere, which like sort of hate crimes and sort of general anti-immigrant rhetoric has increased. So if you have gone out of your way, you've chosen all of the different countries in the world that you could move to, and you've chosen Britain, and you've come here, and you work for the NHS, and then we hike up how much it would cost you to have a GP, to be registered with a GP. If you work in the NHS, you probably know how to look after yourself. You're probably not going to take the piss out of the NHS because you work there. It just seems very like it's just money hungry, and it's just not. It just lacks any sense of empathy or compassion, which I know is a running theme with this particular set of Tory ministers. Nearly dropped another C-bomb on them, but it's repeatedly been quite dispassionate, lacking in empathy, but also it seems very entitled and very much like we can do what we want. If they don't like it, fuck them, seems to be the vibe. And it's just when the backbenchers in your own party start going, I'm not voting that through, mate. I'm going to defy the whip on that because I want to, their MPs, they've got to represent their people and they've got to protect their own careers, and their constituents are not going to like them voting that through. So yes, you might have all your little cronies on the cabinet with you who are all essentially elected because they're your minions and they like you and they're not going to go against you. You've still got the rest of your party that you have to sort of get in line. So you can't just do anything. If even your own party are saying, nah mate, then yeah, it's time for a U-turn. So I'm glad, because there's always a thing that I've noticed in the sort of political discourse when a politician makes a U-turn, that's a bad thing. But actually I think changing your mind based on further input from other people takes a bit of balls to do, and actually go, okay, on reflection, having had further input from other people, and having seen sort of how this is interpreted, we've changed our mind. I think changing your mind is okay, rather than going, no, we've made a decision, it's very unpopular, but because we've made it, we've got to stick with it, regardless of how everybody feels about that. No, if you've made a decision that people don't like, you are supposed to be representative of what the people want, so change your mind.
But that's kind of the problem with the way politics works in this country, is you can't admit a mistake, because then people will go, aha, you made a mistake, and it'll be used as a stick to kind of beat you with, or you'll be told
that's not how life works, though, is it really? If you know someone, let's say you work with someone, you've got a colleague, and whatever kind of, they make a mistake at work, and that means that your job's a bit more difficult, and you call them out on it. If they just went, no, I meant to do that, that's the right way to do it, that's going to irk you far more than if someone goes, I'm so sorry, I didn't realise it was going to go that way, I'm really sorry, I messed that up. You're going to respond much more positively to the person admitting a mistake, apologising for it, and then correcting their behaviour going forward, than someone who denies any wrongdoing and essentially says that you're the one with a problem if you disagree that what they did was wrong.
Completely
if
agree.
You agree that what...
I just think it's part of the way the press handle things as well, isn't it? They just will use the quote with them saying, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, and kind of not address the positive thing or what
because I don't think we should vilify U-turns. I think it just depends on what they U-turn on. I think nobody should be allowed to go against what they've promised in their manifesto, because that's what they get voted in on. So you can't promise, say, more social housing and then get voted in, and then 5 years later you haven't built one. I think the Tories in their last run promised something like 20,000 new council or social housing, and they hadn't done any. They hadn't built any of them. I think that's not a U-turn. That's just a not delivering on something you promised. That should be essentially called out as bullshit. But if you have a policy, you make a decision, you sort of make a plan, and then based on further information on experts and the public opinion, you realise, oh, actually, that's not going to work. I thought it was the right idea, but judging by how people have responded, that's not going to work. So we've changed it, we've replanned it, we've improved the idea. Then you should be able to say that. I think a U-turn it shows maturity and dignity, and that you listen to what people think and give a shit about what people think, which are good qualities to have in people. And despite all appearances, politicians are people, and I should hold them to the same account that I hold everybody else. So I'm glad he's made the U-turn. It disturbs me that was a decision that was made in this climate, with all of this going on, that fuck them, let's see if we can bleed out an extra couple of £100 a year from these people, several of whom have died in the line of duty and continue to come here. I don't know why any of them don't go, fuck this for a laugh, I'm going to go to any other EU country where I'm not treated like this. So let's look after the ones that are still here, because I wouldn't blame them if they all fuck off. And they probably will. I think we have got a massive shortage as it is, and it's going to get worse, because why would they carry on?
For the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, well, we're already at 30.
I know, so we've got like 2 minutes to talk about something positive.
Okay.
So I meant to talk about this on the vlog before, and then I forgot.
Okay.
But there is a radio show called Down the Line. I think it initially came out, I think it was about a decade ago, and it stars Rhys Ifans, who I think is probably still best known for kind of...
Notting Hill and Twin Town and...
No.
Yeah.
Either...
That's what I think of for.
No, I'm thinking of a different person.
Oh, right, okay.
I haven't got the name wrong.
Oh, Rhys Ifans is the blonde guy who's in...
Oh, I think I have got the name wrong. Anyway, he's the guy in the Fast Show where they did the car salesman character.
I can't remember the car salesman character.
It's going very well.
Oh, no.
But anyway, he played like the sidekick, and he played like bit parts in the Fast Show. He wasn't one of the main guys, but he'd be one of the kind of guys who was just playing like the straight character off, and then come into a sketch and kind of bounce off the crazy, wacky characters.
I'll fact check it and put in the blurb who it actually is.
And annoying. But anyway, so he plays a sort of talk radio host, and then people call in, and it's all like satirizing and setting up those kind of sort of lazy talk radio.
What station is it on?
Getting people to shout their opinions. It's on Radio 4.
Right.
But it's, like I say, it's about a decade old. The people calling in are mostly like former Fast Show cast members.
Right.
And sometimes people like Harry Hill and other guest stars. Felix Dexter used to be on it, but I believe he's subsequently died. So he won't be on the new ones. But anyway, so it's come back for a 2-part lockdown special.
Oh, cool.
And that
I guess that's quite an easy one to do in lockdown, isn't it? If it's all mainly like call-in people.
Yeah, actually that's true. Yeah, it's quite. So don't give them any credit. They've shirked. Easy. But anyway, so that's back, 2-part special. So if you used to enjoy that show, it's back. If you've never heard of it, it's fun, and
sounds
it's
like
a
good
bit
cast.
of lockdown entertainment. And it's all on the BBC Sounds app, so you can.
I will find the link and put it in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can end that there, so I can go wash my face and be infinitely happier. And also, because we filmed early today, I don't have to stay sober until we film vlog at late. So I'm going to get on the wine.
Oh,
You've driven me to drink.
Good. What do you think about sweet potato wedges tonight for dinner?
Should we finish the vlog first? Yes, please. That sounds lovely.
There you go.
Right.
That's fine. I don't know why we need to finish the vlog. You said yes, please.
Okay. So
right,
like and subscribe.
There's
Maybe don't share this one.
Share it.
There is shame in it. I am feeling all of it.
Oh, don't
all
feel
the shame.
ashamed. You look really nice.
All
I
the
really
shame.
love you.
I love you too, Babs. Why did you do this to me?